Now that we've talked about some of the consequences of being on academic probation, let's talk about what we're going to do going forward. First, understand that in order to regain good academic standing, it's going to be important that you make more A's and B's than C's. If you only ever make a 2.0 the rest of the time that you're in college, you will never regain good standing. You'll never get your GPA above a 2.0. So the goal is to make more A's and B's, because you kind of think about C's as C's are 2.0. That's ground level. A's and B's are going to get you above that 2.0 level. So you kind of have to understand the first law of holes. First law of holes says that if you find yourself in a hole, the first thing to do is stop digging. So I like to understand or think about academic probation as being in a hole, because ground level is 2.0. So everything above ground level is anything above a 2.0. Anything in that hole below ground is below a 2.0. So that's academic probation. So in order to get back into good standing, back above a 2.0, you're going to have to make some grades that are going to fill in that hole. So the dirt that you're putting in that hole is A's and B's. So as you're looking at your semester, it's going to be really important that you have an intentional, well laid out plan. So if you haven't done this yet, it's going to be important that you sit down with your advisor or sit down and look at all your classes that you're enrolled in and set a plan for each class you're enrolled and decide, okay, I know that math isn't my strongest subject, so I'm going to be okay with a C in that class, but I know that means I'm going to need to make an A or B in this history class. I know that I'm going to need to make a B in that English class. Otherwise, I'm not going to get the grades that I need in order to get back into good standing. And you've got to be able to commit to working really hard to making it a reality. Because right now, you might feel motivated. You might feel like you got this. I know this is going to be, I'm going to be able to do it. I'm just going to study more. I feel like I got a fresh start. And that's great. I want you to keep that motivation going. But I also want you to understand that motivation that you feel, that feeling, isn't what has to drive you this semester. Because, if you're like me, a lot of people set New Year's resolutions, right? And in anywhere else in the country, you can set a New Year's resolution that I'm going to eat healthier because, why not, right? There's no holidays coming up, nothing like that. But you know what? We live in Louisiana. So what happens on January 6th? They roll out the king cake. And so all those ideas of eating healthy go out the window when that Navarre king cake shows up at your door. So, when it comes to making a goal, when things get hard, when you get really busy weeks, when the tests start rolling in, those are the times that you're going to have to revert back to your goals, your long-term goals, and not just the feeling of motivation when you feel like you don't want to get up and go to class, or it's raining today, so I don't really need to go to class, or oh, I really don't want to study right now. I'd really rather go hang out with my friends, or I'd rather play this video game. So, it's those times that you really have to be committed to sticking to it and working hard. And you got to begin with the end in mind. So like I said, if you haven't done it yet, sit down and look at each class that you're enrolled in and make a game plan based on your GPA calculator. So if you go to the Office for First Year Success, you'll be able to find our GPA calculator. And the GPA calculator will allow you to calculate your target GPA. And that target GPA is what you want to aim for. So you want to say, I would like to make a 2.0 cumulative GPA to get back in good standing. That's going to allow you to calculate to see what you would need to make this semester to get your cumulative GPA back up to a good standing. If you're not sure how to use it, that's where I would really recommend scheduling your appointment with an advisor to sit down and let them help you figure it out and let them help you set some goals for yourself. And be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself about what your challenges were last semester. Was it time management? Was it your study habits? Was it your motivation? Did you end up falling behind and just had a hard time catching up? These are some common things that students said they struggled with. And this is from that academic recovery questionnaire that you guys filled out. So a lot of students said they struggled with time management. A lot of students said they struggled with studying, didn't know how to study. didn't feel that motivation. You're going to have that lack of motivation sometimes. That feeling of motivation isn't always going to be there. And then once you miss too many assignments, it just becomes more difficult to catch up. So as you know that those were challenges that you had last semester, then be honest with yourself about where you're at this semester, because if time management was a factor, it's going to be a factor again. Habits are hard to break. So I want to really encourage you to make a plan that you can stick to, something that is manageable for you, but something that you can stick to. So let's talk now about what resources are available. So Southeastern has a lot of resources. This campus is, we really do say that we want to help you get there. And there's a lot of resources to help you do that. The first resource is your academic advisor. So everyone that is listening to this recording has an academic advisor. That's more than likely your SE 101 or SE 102 instructor that you had last semester. But so make an appointment to meet with them. Sit down with them if you haven't already done that, and discuss what the plan is going to be this semester and helping you to get back into good standing. Also, talk to your instructors. Each one of your instructors has dedicated office hours to meet with you, to talk about any questions that you have about assignments, about your approach to studying for the particular class. If you're in English and you're struggling with getting started on a paper, not really sure of a topic, go and meet with them during their office hours, and they'll be happy to sit down and talk to you, even if it doesn't seem like it. It can be a little intimidating sometimes, but once you make that step, you'll find out it gets easier the next time. Another resource is the Tinsely Learning Center, so free tutoring. So the Tinsely Learning Center has more than just tutoring. Tutoring is definitely one of the things that they offer. They have tutoring for pretty much any subject that you would struggle with. Probably the most common is math, but a lot of the sciences, the languages, they have tutoring for even history and sociology and things like that. So tutoring is definitely one of the services that they offer. But another resource they offer is something called peer-assisted study sessions. So this is it's called PASS, or that's what it stands for, peer-assisted study sessions. So when you sign up for a PASS session, basically what you're doing is you're signing up for a session to meet with a tutor to help you learn how to organize your notes, how to study for a particular class. So you're actually going there with notes, so you have to be prepared for that, and they're going to help you learn how to study for that class. And that also would carry over into other classes too. So definitely take advantage of that, the Tinsely Learning Center. They're located in Tinsely Hall in Tinsely 202. You can go to their website. If you go to the Southeastern website and you search Tinsely in the search bar, you'll see their website. Scroll down the page and you'll see where it says sign up for a session. Southeastern also has a writing center. The writing center is located in McGee Hall. That is a great resource for any writing subject. It doesn't just have to be English. If you have writing assignments in other classes, they'll be able to help you with that. But you have to sign up early. You can't wait till the night before, a couple of days before it's due. You need to make sure that you're using that service early enough in preparation for your writing. Some additional campus resources, student accessibility services. They help students with accommodation. So communicating, getting the documentation that you need if you need those services to be able to get things like additional test taking time, a different learning environment for tests and things like that. For an example, that's just one example. So if that's something that you need help with, definitely contact their office. The University Counseling Center for lots of counseling services, but check them out if you feel like you just need someone to talk to. Doesn't have to be severe mental health issues. It can be just dealing with stress. It can be dealing with your self-esteem, roommate issues, family issues. The University Health Center is another resource that we have on campus. So these are just a few of the non-academic resources that we have that we know affect your academics. If you're not doing well mentally or health-wise, then it's definitely going to have an impact on your academics. So lots of resources here at the university, and but I really want to encourage you guys to make the most of this opportunity. As you play around with your GPA calculator, you're going to see that this semester is probably the biggest opportunity that you have to make an impact of your GPA. So if you're on probation and you make a 2.5 GPA or a 3.0 GPA, you might see a significant jump in your cumulative GPA this semester. But as the semester goes along and as you have more credit hours earned, it's harder and harder to see those big jumps. So take advantage of this opportunity this semester to really change the way you approach school, learning how to study, learning how to manage your time. And remember, mindset is everything. So going into this semester with a positive outlook, we're not looking back. You are on probation and you want to learn from what mistakes you made last semester. But I also want to encourage you to look forward and have a positive, hopeful mindset as you go forward. So as we finish up today, make sure you reach out to your advisor. If you have any questions about anything, they are there. If you're not sure who to contact, you can email FYS at southeastern.edu. That's F as in Frank, S as in Sam. Sorry, scratch that. F as in Frank, Y as in yellow, S as in Sam at southeastern.edu. And we hope that you have a wonderful day. Line up.